Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, we'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 7 of the anime series, One Punch Man. And this was all kinds of awesome. Yet again, a meteor is bearing down on City Z, and we really see Genos stepping up to the plate, complete with upgrades and everything, looking all kinds of badass, unleashing holy hell on this sucker, and running into, as he was called in by the Hero Association, to this guy by the name of Bang, or Silverfang, his superhero name, who seems to be lightning speed, with like the karate and everything. He seems like a very aged, wise old man, and I hope we see more of that character as well, because he was very much left feeling for the plight of Saitama. Everyone, is blaming Saitama for all the destruction wrought, much as was my speculation and my fears being confirmed, that it seems almost as though people are trying to make him out to be an inadvertent supervillain rather than a superhero. They think he cheated. You have the tank tops, Tiger, and Black Hole. Black Hole, by the way, sounding much to me like a Japanese Bobcat Goldthwait. I don't know if I'm the only one there thinking that. But they're both trying to get the crowd to sort of jump on Saitama, in the aftermath of this. I feel so bad for this guy. And it's because, this show has just been kick-ass. Saitama, the One Punch Man, he is freaking awesome. I mean, it's the first time since I was a kid where I'm like, I wish I was, Saitama. I wish I could be One Punch Man. Much as I wished as a child I could be Superman or Batman, all these kinds of things. As I'm watching this show, I'm like, this guy is just balls to the wall awesome. He's got these Superman aesthetics with the superpower, this super normal ability, and super speed, all this kind of stuff. He can't fly, air quotes, but he can leap and everything like that, and leap very, incredibly, to go up and one punch the hell out of this meteor. I mean, he's just an incredible character. And he's also got the Spike Spiegel thing where he just doesn't care about anything. That doesn't immediately affect him or his contentment on a daily basis. So he is the penultimate sort of superhero character. And for all that he has tried to accomplish, in the failures of not only Genos and, Silverfang, he doesn't really do anything. They don't give him a chance, because you got Beaufoy, or his superhero named Metal Knight, sort of being a conglomeration of Batman meets, Iron Man, that kind of thing. I thought this seemed like a very cool, sort of superhero as well, though Genos does contemplate, which is something I have been saying about the Hero Association. Seems like so many of these so-called superheroes can go rogue at a moment's notice, fighting amongst themselves, infighting in the Hero Association, being afraid of Saitama, to the point where these lower level, Tank Tops, Tiger, and Black Hole, these lower level heroes are trying to get everybody, the mob mentality to go after Saitama. It's just insane to me that here he has saved so many lives. Not one life was lost in the destruction, and yet because of the destruction, because I love that little comical moment where, Saitama's looking at the aftermath, and he's like, oh, my favorite shop got destroyed, but not those apartments I was kicked out of. Great. Just the commentary, the comedy, and, seeing just the pathos of this character. Sometimes, no matter how hard you strive, you fail, or you don't accomplish things the way you wished you could. It's so heartbreaking, because Saitama, like I've said before, he's one of my favorite all-time superheroes now. I mean, he's kind of bumped down from my second all-time Batman. He's moved him down third, just after Superman comes Saitama now for me. And to see how strongly loyal Genos is to him, he's unflappable. That dynamic between Genos and Saitama, it's one of those things. It's a true friendship. This episode has disciple in the title, like true disciple, whatever it was. And that is really sort of what you take home from this episode. It's not just the badassery of Saitama one punching this meteor into shards, which does destroy the city, but taking it out effectively, rising up to that hero's challenge, to that precipice, and leaping over the edge as was needed, because nobody else was coming. It was left to Saitama. But here you have Genos just looking like a puppy dog up to his master, with this sort of love and, worship, idol worship, And Saitama, you know, it's all because Saitama, he doesn't need the recognition in the sense that, you know, that's his only impetus for doing this. But at the same time, he'd like to be thanked for it. You know, he doesn't want to be called out as a villain for it, you know. And that's really what I was taking away from this episode. I mean, just that loyalty and that bond between Saitama and Genos. Genos being the true disciple, you know, to Saitama, being unflappable. Even as everyone is pointing the finger and almost feeling like Saitama is this cheater, supervillain, all this kind of stuff. And I like that you had, you know, Silver Fang kind of overwatching this whole sequence where the tank tops try to gang up on him and everything like that and try to take him out and threaten him. And you got Saitama grabbing Black Hole by the hand, just grabbing him by the hand. Suddenly crying like a little bitch, you know, screaming bloody murder. Let me go. Okay, I'm sorry, I lied and everything. Doesn't matter if the crowd hears that. You know, they're still opinionated against Saitama. They've been poisoned against him. And I hope this doesn't, you know, last forever. I hope Saitama can be, you know, can achieve that sort of superhero level and people will appreciate him as such. Because otherwise, it's like, while it is compelling, it's heartbreaking at the same time to have this penultimate superhero just being so unloved, but also hated. And you have the preview for the next episode that seems to suggest, once again, I don't know if we're being hinted, you know, towards sort of supervillains, a supervillain conglomerate, this undersea army, it seems like, and you know, they want to sort of take down Saitama. There's some phrasing along the lines of, you can't really put faith or trust in any superheroes. And it's falling in line with Saitama's not being appreciated and people thinking he's actually the villain in this scenario, you know, and everything like that. And we hear Metal Knight, you know, voicing over this PV for the next episode, saying something about the King of the Sea, and I wonder what he's like. And surely it's not going to be like Aquaman, you know, Aquaman being all kinds of badass. I'm going to be very interested to see what the King of the Sea and what this army, you know, of undersea dwellers amounts to, whether they are going to be villainous and everything like that. Saitama's going to have to take him out again. And just another freaking awesome episode. I loved that entire sequence of Saitama going and launching, you know, toward this freaking meteor when everyone else has failed. And it's like he's completely oblivious. He's scratching his butt back at his digs. You know, as Genos is called in by the Hero Association, he's like, oh, they're probably going to fire you, you know, and I love that. I love the playful ribbing there, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, how did even, you know, Saitama find out about this? You know? And then he takes it personally. He's like, you are not falling on my town, you know. So, I mean, hell yeah. Gangbusters episode once again. I freaking love this series. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 7 of One Punch Man, if you've seen it, if you enjoyed it as much as I did. How could you not, really? And yeah, otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.